I'm Dr. Emily Foltz, the Adjunct Instructor of Oboe at Washburn University. And we're here at Washburn University going over the KMEA All-State Oboe Audition excerpts. The first one, of course, is from Lincolnshire Posy, Percy Grainger's suite of folk songs, which he, as he put it, dished up for wind ensemble. He collected these folk songs, I think mostly himself, on a wax cylinder recorder. And in fact, if you go on YouTube, you can find the original wax cylinder recordings converted to digital and on YouTube. And I highly recommend going and listening to those. So this is a setting of the folk song Harkstow Grange. The big thing here to remember is to play it as if you were singing. It says singingly underneath there. In this Harkstow Grange excerpt, I recommend not breathing after the whole note in bar 4. Instead, make it a really big dramatic crescendo and keep playing straight through into the fortissimo and beyond. So this means you have to get a really good breath after the second bar to be prepared for that. In the excerpt from Tchaikovsky's Symphony No. 4, Andante in modo di canzona, which means slowly in the style of a song, you also will need to take some big breaths to prepare for some very long phrases. Important things to remember in this excerpt are those staccatos shouldn't be super duper short, just a very tasteful lift off the note. And the traditional thing to do to get an extra breath in this excerpt is to play a beautiful ritardando in bar 8 and then breathe after the first eighth note in bar 9. So I would play it something like this. Returning to tempo after I breathe on the second eighth note in bar 9. And make sure that you really take advantage of the opportunity to play big swells where they're marked towards the end of the excerpt. In Hindemith Symphony in B flat, just make sure to use lots of support and make your slurs very smooth. In Malcolm Arnold's 4 Scottish Dances, No. 2, this part is actually repeated several times. I think it goes through the whole circle of fifths. But right now, our excerpt today is only the one in E flat major. So just start slowly as you're practicing. Move the tempo up, just in small increments as you get comfortable. Don't start out really, really fast, like it says at quarter note equals 144, and practice in bad habits. Start slowly, and when you can play it perfectly at a slow tempo, move the tempo up just a little bit until you're at the goal tempo of 144 beats per minute. And then just play it lively. Have fun with it. In Barret's 10th of his 40 progressive melodies, we have a nice little tune. This piece has a couple of turns in it, which, if you're not familiar with those, is that sideways S symbol, which you'll see on the screen. And I've also provided recommendations on how to execute those turns, which those can be, there's some freedom in how to execute those. Do it in the way that you think is most tuneful, sounds the best, but I'll provide some suggestions for how to execute those. But generally a turn will start on the written note, go up a step, back, return to the written note, down a step, and return to the written note in its most basic form. Do pay attention that there's a sharp sign underneath the turn symbol in bar 17, and that means that your lower note is going to be a G sharp, not a G natural. In the third articulation study from Barret's Oboe method, it's pretty straightforward, just straight 16th notes all the way through, so a steady rhythm is important. And pay attention to those accents in the 4th and 5th bars, because they shift. In the 4th bar, you'll notice they're on the 1 and the and of each beat, but then they're on the, as we might say, the E and the of each beat in the next bar. But again, practice it with metronome. Start out slowly, move the tempo up as you get comfortable with it. All right, well, thank you for working on the all-state excerpts with me today. I'm Dr. Emily Foltz, the adjunct instructor of oboe at Washburn University. Feel free to reach out via email, which you will find my email address in the description below the video, if you would like to have a lesson or visit campus. Thank you.